This is PSUthink, with field correspondent Ricky Blair, your host Matt Mignonia, and you, Penn State. Welcome to the show.
Hello and welcome to the world premiere of PSUthink, a show by students and for students. I'm your host, Matt Mignonia. Now Matt, you may ask, what is PSUthink and why are you doing this? Well, that's a great question. There are so many cool ideas out there in the Penn State community. PSUthink wants to show you some of those ideas and let you know how you can get involved in them. Just last weekend, actually, I was walking down State College and I ran into this one girl. You know, we're talking for a bit, and then she says something kind of weird. She goes, "By the way, I'm really innovative." And I didn't know how to respond to that. You know, no one's ever said something like that to me. So I panicked, I looked at her and I said, "I'm sorry, is that terminal?" And it turns out innovation is not, in fact, a deadly disease, but I still wanted to know more. You know, what is innovation? Is it the iPhone 7? Is it a different way of thinking? Is it this? How can Penn State students get involved in innovation, and how does it apply to our community? Well, we sent our field correspondent Ricky Blair in search of these answers. Check it out.
What is innovation?
Innovation is creativity. It's when people come up with new ideas that help improve society.
Innovation?
Innovation.
Like thinking outside the box and being different and thinking new ways.
Being creative, coming up with new ideas.
What is innovation?
Innovation is thinking of new ways to do better things.
Innovation is a wide spectrum of opportunities.
Innovation, that's a great question that I don't know the answer to.
You want a bite?
Almost ready.
Okay. This is innovative.
This is innovation. Innovation! Innovation!
Do you think twerking is innovative?
Yes.
My RA thinks so.
I think it was until Miley Cyrus decided to do it.
Depends on how you twerk.
What do you think of Miley Cyrus twerking?
That's ratchet.
That is ratchet?
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty innovative dance move, all in all. I mean, I do it all the time.
I don't know what twerking is. While some Penn Staters have an idea of what innovation is, not everyone was quite sure.
Mr. Squirrel! Mr. Squirrel!
The truth is, innovation can take many forms.
Innovation is getting your trash to the trash can after it's piled twice as high as the trash can is.
Woo! Those poor people. Well, now we know what Penn State students, and cardboard cutouts of Penn State students, think about innovation. Backstage, we have the founder of an organization that deals specifically with innovation in State College. Really great guy. He'll be joining us in a second, Eric Souter.
Hey, I'm Eric Souter. I work for a group called New Leaf Initiative. I believe innovation is what it takes to help people to do the thing that they've always wanted to do. And I believe that our world would be a lot better place if people were able to do those things. So what I do at New Leaf is help people to take the ideas that they have and bring them to life.
And now here with me is Eric Souter. Eric, thank you so much for coming on with me. Now you were very involved with New Leaf. You were one of the founders of it. Mm-hmm. First off, what is New Leaf? Could you tell our audience here?
Yeah, so New Leaf is a collaboration hub that works to bring people together from every different sector of the community to share the opportunities and challenges that they have and use them together to bring ideas to life.
And now this is the Penn State community. It's more than just the students. I know New Leaf is very involved with State College as well.
Yeah. The founders of State College were students at Penn State, and now we've graduated, and now we're community members in State College. So that's one of the transitions. But another important part there is we really feel like the different generations that are present in a community have a lot of really different important skill sets that need to come together for ideas to happen.
The State College community has a lot of really interesting people, but sometimes they're not as upfront in the picture as with Penn State.
Yeah, we're trying to bridge that gap, and it can be tough too because they're there are a bunch of negative perceptions of the community by students and students by the community, and game days often exacerbate that all. But I believe there's a lot of really good opportunities that can come when these groups mix much more effectively.
So how does New Leaf directly relate to the students? Because we've been talking about how, you know, it's involved with the Penn State community, but what does it do for the students? How does it benefit them?
Yeah, so New Leaf is a place for students to bring ideas and things that they're excited about, and work to launch them. When we open this collaboration hub, that will be a meeting place for lots of different student clubs and organizations, where they can rub shoulders with other students and community members at the same time. So that's one thing. And another way that students can get involved in New Leaf, if you have a different sort of theme or interest area and want to explore it more, just come and let us know. And that's it's a good way to kind of get in the loop. And if we find a project or opportunity that we think you might really enjoy, we'll let you know about it and hook you into the different stuff that's going on.
What would be the best way for students with innovative ideas to really, whether it's through New Leaf or some other organization, to really get those ideas out there, to see what they envision? Yeah. So, I mean, one of the things that I think is essential to innovation is just trying something and learning from failure, or learning from a success. It doesn't have to be so pessimistic. Failure is a really good thing. And no, I've had my fair share of experiences with failure. But I think it really takes a willingness to say, you know, I'm going to do this thing that may or may not work, and we're just going to see what happens and give it a shot. And what we try to do at New Leaf is provide a way to catch you or to cheer you on, and however that goes, and find ways to strengthen whatever you're doing, or find the next step. Is that I think one of the most important parts of recovering from a failure is having a community there that's ready to help you out with the next thing. Step. So that didn't work. What are you going to try now? Because often it's kind of this personality of innovation, or willingness to try new things, and if we find someone like that, we can't let them let a failure be the end of their story. I actually started, when I came here, I wanted to start a collection of my own failures. So for my engineering design class, I made this cardboard trolley cart that it was supposed to hold 50 pounds, and it couldn't even hold 5. And so we have the disassembled parts of that underneath my bed. Yeah. Just, you know, some papers I haven't done well on, my entire love life, just a collection of all my failures, really. Well, you know, that's good. It's good. You can learn from these things. Yeah. Eric Sauter, thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you very much. And, you know, just check out New Leaf's website. We'll have links posted to their site. Students, get involved both with innovation and New Leaf. It's a fantastic opportunity, and we really hope you can try it out. Now remember, Penn State, you can bring your ideas to life. The resources at University Park and State College are at your fingertips. You just need to use them. Our next guest works closely with Eric Sauter with many projects concerning innovation, and is a great friend of ours. Please welcome Eli Karev. And then, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Anytime, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Yeah? You're looking beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I got this is just, I don't know what happens.
Have you spent a while growing that out?
I mean, sometimes I just wake up and it's different lengths. Right. I actually should get that checked out.
I feel like Dean Brady goes through the same problem.
Oh my god, every November, honestly, it's just out of control.
November.
One of the reasons we wanted to have you is because you're so involved with innovation and clubs like that on campus. Can you tell us you're the president of InnoBlue, so can you tell us what that is and what you do?
Yeah, so InnoBlue is like the entrepreneurship organization on campus. So basically anyone who has ideas for stuff, whether that's starting like a mobile app, starting their own business, whether they want to improve something at Penn State, we try to give people resources to help make that happen. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, I do a few other things kind of centered around the idea of helping people make stuff happen. So, for example, I do consulting for nonprofits, SCNO, which is an awesome student club. Anyone should check it out. But yeah, I really enjoy helping people, and I think Penn State has a ton of resources for doing that. So Like,
you're also working with 1,000 Pitches, that project. Can you tell us what that is?
Yeah. So again, centered around the idea of Penn Staters have awesome ideas, but one, I think, thing that we can improve on at Penn State is kind of this culture towards accepting new ideas and accepting innovative ideas, especially. So I was getting sick of hearing all the time, like, I would hear students walking by, I'd be a total bystander, I wasn't involved, and I would hear one student say, you know what, like, it really sucks that this is going on. And the other person would say, okay, why does that matter? And I was like, no, but really, like, there should be an app that lets you see what hours Rec Hall is open from, because I arrive at Rec Hall and it's totally closed. And I'll just hear the other students say, okay, like, doesn't matter, or you can't possibly do that, or you're not going to make any money, like, just all these stupid answers to why people shouldn't be innovative, and I think that was really upsetting me. So I went looking around at different schools and saw what they did to foster more innovative environments and more acceptance towards creative ideas, and I found Michigan was doing, man, this ramble is getting really long, so I'll stop soon.
No, go for it.
I found Michigan was doing this thing called 1,000 Pitches, and last year they had 4,500 pitches submitted by students, basically saying, we accept innovation. We show that we're open to new ideas. And some of them are totally shitty, and they're not going to work, and they're not going to happen. But even just promoting a culture that says, like, yeah, like, your idea matters, you should take it seriously, and you should just see if it's possible. Mm-hmm. And then being able to see that huge database of ideas. Like, if you go on the site right now, I mean, it's dominated by
God,
Michigan.
yeah, I checked it this morning, too. That was bad.
But like,
you know,
there are 3,400 pitches online. That's 3,400 times that a student said, you know what, like, I'm at least going to take the first step to record my idea. And at least a few hundred of those, like, have to come out to at least the person seriously considering making it happen.
Yeah.
And that's something that I get pretty passionate about. So we're trying to spread that around Penn State as much as possible. So tell your friends.
Yeah, 1000pitches.com. How do you think it is that the culture developed at Penn State, that, you know, negative acceptance of ideas? How do you think that culture developed here?
I don't think it's that, like, anything bad happened at Penn State, or I wouldn't even use the word negative. I just think we haven't made that move.
Okay.
Innovation and entrepreneurship, I mean, 3 years ago you asked somebody what entrepreneurship is, and nobody has a clue. And it's very much that the world is pushing towards that kind of community, and it's a lot because of the internet, economies of scale. Like, I could talk about all these things that have created a culture for entrepreneurship and innovation around the world lately. But it's that Penn State hasn't done a huge initiative to push for innovation. And all those things are kind of popping up right now, whether it's New Leaf, CoSpace, 1,000 Pitches, the Honors College is doing the Shaping the Future Summit. Greg Lucier just came in to speak. Like, there's a lot of amazing things popping up right now. Mm-hmm. And Michigan just jumped on that train earlier. They started 1,000 Pitches 6 years ago. So, like, they've just been working at it for longer. It's not that we didn't do... It's not that we did something negative. Mm-hmm. It's just that we haven't made a really strong push. And I definitely see that we're making that push right now, and there's so much support for it. And it's amazing.
Yeah, and you must have seen a really big contrast, because you told me you went to U-Michigan and...
Yeah, it was interesting. I went for MHAX, which by itself, I mean, it's 1,200 people who are, like, really into coding and really into entrepreneurship and innovation, so naturally you're going to be around that type of environment.
Yeah.
But I just heard so many students, just, like, as I was walking by the streets, like, again, totally bystander, not playing a role at all, just random people like, oh, like, there should be an app for that. And I even heard somebody say, like, oh, yeah, there should. You should go pitch that. And if you win, there's like a mobile apps category. If you win that category, you get $1,000. So it's an incentive for them to take their idea seriously. And if they end up winning, and totally random people win, because it's just a pitch. You don't have to have a business plan or anything. Mm-hmm. If you end up winning, you get $1,000 to work on your idea. And I just heard things like that going on all around campus. And people just knew what it was and really valued their own ideas.
That must have been heaven for you, walking around just, yeah, you should pitch that. You should totally do that.
Yeah, except it was Michigan. I wanted at Penn State.
I know. Well, I mean, we have the game right now under our belt, but we have to catch up on that.
We did beat Michigan. So.
That was probably the best game I may ever see.
Yeah, in anything. I agree. But yeah, it was definitely nice to see, but if anything, it kind of pissed me off in a way that fuels me to bring it here stronger and be more excited. I can kind of, like, feel and taste the vision that, like, we're trying to create. So,
well, that's awesome that you're so, you know, into it.
If you have an awesome idea for anything, if you're passionate about something or you're trying to find what you're passionate about, don't come to InnoBlue, don't go to 1000 Pitches, like I really don't care. But there's so many resources available to students at Penn State. There's just so much going on, whether it's New Leaf, you guys, like go talk to somebody and say that you have an idea and you want to make it happen. And guaranteed they will at least connect you with people who can help take you closer. So if you don't join InnoBlue, that's fine. If you don't do 1000 Pitches, that's fine. Take your idea seriously and go make something happen.
Well, there you have it. We learned a ton about innovation and the really cool ideas people across Penn State are getting involved in. But seriously guys, check out the ideas we talked about here today. New Leaf, InnoBlue, 1000 Pitches, and get involved in them. And even if innovation isn't your thing, go to clubs.psu.edu and get involved in something you're passionate about. Your time here and the rest of your life will be so much better for it. Well, that's all for me. I unfortunately have a funeral to go to. That girl I met in State College the other day, the innovative one, yeah, she came down with a really bad case of sustainability. That's all for PSUthink. I'm Matt Mignonia. See you guys later.